feel ready.
Yeah, I just how nice it's been to I get some time off after starting the season with such a daunting stretch of the schedule to be able to get some days to, like Pat likes to say, kind of get back into the preseason mindset a little bit.
Yeah, it was great. Like we went through a big stretch of games where you kind of felt like you're always preparing for something, and it was nice to kind of get a couple off days and then get into practices where we can focus on ourselves and get better at what the things that we need to. So it's been a good week and just kind of ready to get out there again.
For either one of you or both, I guess. Pat, Coach Kelsey has talked about how he thinks playing that tough schedule has helped you grow and maybe prepared you for the rest of the season. What do you guys think?
I mean, yeah, I think it definitely has, especially being a new team, just seeing different teams across the country, especially being ranked teams that are supposed to go far. So just to see where we line up with them and see what we got to work on going into ACC play.
You mentioned going into ACC play. You've had the difficult schedule, but now things kind of ratchet up a little bit more because they mean a little bit more. What's it mean for you guys when you do step into conference play?
Yeah, I mean, every game is a big game, especially conference. Everyone matters, so you just kind of go into each game with that approach of wanting to win and preparing and doing everything you can to get yourself, your mind, your body right to win those games, especially ACC games on the road. So we're just kind of focused on this next game and, looking forward to it.
Yeah, what have been some of the points of emphasis for you guys this week as you like you said, kind of just trying to a focus on yourself? Have there been any big points of emphasis coming off the game against Kentucky?
Yeah, I think one of the main ones that really stood out was our transition defense. We gave up a lot of transition points to Kentucky in our loss. So just trying to clean up our transition defense. Getting back and making sure everybody's picking up their mans in transition.
Could maybe have some of those issues been because of just how loud that place was on Saturday? People getting lots of communication.
We really can't give up no excuses. It was all on us.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're out there playing, and we got to be able to just stop the ball in transition.
Chucky, we all know how Reyne followed Coach Kelsey here. How did you hook up with him, and how did that come about, you making the move to come here with him?
Yeah, one of the first texts he sent me was a video of me golfing, and it was pretty bad. So that was just I knew we were gonna click right away once he sent me that.
Have you given him any pointers?
He's too far gone for any pointers.
You mentioned the schedule gave you an opportunity to see how you stack up against other. What's your evaluation? How do you think you guys do stack up?
Yeah, I think we stacked up really well. We're playing with 7 guys. We're making no excuses. We're going out there, giving our all every game. And, just the way we've competed and battled, it gives us a lot of hope, saying that we're still going to be really good, especially when we play in the ACC league. So, we haven't got down on ourselves once. We're still believing in each other, still playing really hard, practicing really hard, and we have faith in each other and the coaches, and that's all you need.
For both you guys, their MO is the depth and their length. What challenges when you play a team that has the length that they have for both of you guys for your specific thing? What challenges does that bring?
You just got to play a little smarter and take care of the ball and things like that. They're flying around defensively, so you kind of got to make the right play, and there's a lot of stuff that will be open and just kind of slowing down, driving in, knowing guys are coming to help, and just things like that. It's just kind of playing with good discipline. That's kind of how you kind of attack teams with length and activity, kind of like what they got.
Reyne, what have you seen out of that? He's really been on fire the last 3 games. What was the change? He struggled early, and now he's playing lights out.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of relaxed out there. He works really hard and probably puts maybe a little bit too much pressure on himself. And you kind of see he's gone out there and just kind of played his game and playing at his speed. So it's been good to see him kind of just get comfortable out there. And we got the utmost confidence in what he does. So we just told him to keep being aggressive, and eventually it'll come together. And it's good to see him kind of start to get hot.
Coach was talking about your guys' pace numbers and how it's dipped a little bit. I think it was like he said, like you guys used to be 70 possessions per game. Now it's down to like, a 66, 65. He said that, that it might not seem like a lot, but it is a lot. Do you all, like when you were playing, these last couple games, do you notice a change in pace, pretty specifically, or does it not really seem like much when you're out there on the court?
That's a good question. It definitely has seemed like it slowed down a little bit, but we're still working, trying to get the pace back up, and just get as much shots as we can and take care of the ball.
Other questions for these two? Okay.
Chucky, do you think it may help you guys with your outside shooting that the pace has come down just a tick? Maybe you guys have a little bit more legs in the second half.
Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. We don't know. We just know that we put a lot of work in to get the shots up we want, and later on this season we know shots will continue to fall, and as we play faster, still get more conditioned. Like I said, the shots will fall.
And as a guy who likes to create havoc and turnovers, when you're getting ready to go against a team that is susceptible to that, does it tweak your eye a little bit?
Definitely does. That's just what I try to do. I try to force turnovers, maybe a little too much sometimes, but just the type of player I am, I'll just try to speed people up and try to create turnovers.
For both of you, can you just talk about the play of Terrence lately? I mean, since he's been coming off the bench the last 3 games, scoring over 20 points a game, what have you guys seen from him, and just from in practice as well as on the floor during games?
Yeah, it's been great. Forget which after it was a certain game, but he didn't play well. He knew it. The next day he was in here working, and the next practice, coach tried to turn him up a little bit, and he answered really well. Had a great practice, and when you practice great, you usually feel good about yourself, and that kind of gave him confidence going into the next few games, and that's why he's performing the way he is.
After the game against at UK, Terrence was the only one that we got to speak to, and he seemed like he was so jazzed up, off that atmosphere that he was ready to go back and play again. He was saying, I wish I could do this again. Did you all kind of have a similar feeling after that game? After it came down to the wire there, and you just kind of fell short at the end.
Yeah, like those games, rivalry games, things like that, they're so much fun to play in. You kind of feel a little different type of energy out there, and they're really excited to play. So like any chance you kind of get to play in some of those games, you want to. And yeah, it was a lot of fun being out there and having a chance to win the game as well. So it gets intense, but we love it.
For either one of you guys, while the 3-point shots aren't really falling so far on the season, you guys are actually shooting at a fairly high clip inside the arc. What do you think has been like the key to some of the early success when making your shots around the rim?
Yeah, teams have to guard us, from the 3-point range, and we have a bunch of guys that can create on the inside, attack put force on the rim and pressure on the rim, So it's just great to have those type of players that can do that. And then, just guys who can make threes from outside the arc. Once we get into the lane, we find open shooters, and we find ways to shoot them.
Anything else for these two? All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.